Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? We're here today at my friend John's house to review the Guillermo Del Toro movie.
Slide over so the light's not shining directly in.
Okay, like this?
No, me move
Oh,
over.
okay. The Guillermo Del Toro movie, Crimson Peak, not to be confused with Twin Peaks,
Or Crimson Tide.
or Crimson Tide, or King Crimson. Yeah, it's a really cool. It's another ghost story that he did. He does it very well. Because John was saying it didn't do too well in the theaters because I don't know if people wanted to see a slow moving period piece, but I thought the whole thing was fascinating.
Yeah, it's like his take on old gothic horror movies, in a way. And I thought he did a really good job. And he's always so visual with his works, too. Like this, Pan's Labyrinth, especially. The Hellboy, well, more Hellboy 2 even than Hellboy 1, but I think all his movies are very visual. And I think he does a really good job writing them, too.
Yeah, I thought it was a fascinating tale, about this guy and his sister trying to, and the guy falls in love with the daughter, and he's trying to, do stuff for the mining clay and stuff like that. He has this neat little invention, and there's a foreshadowing. Even when that girl, the main star of the movie, was, this ghost was wanting her to avoid Crimson Peak, and a whole bunch of things happen. It's a very fascinating film. I really enjoyed it. The one thing is, most of it, it's R-rated film, and most of it's clean. So that means most of the violence is pretty bloody and stuff like that, but it's very good, very well done. The ghosts look really neat too. It's all CGI, but I think they did a great job. I give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was a fascinating
Yeah,
movie.
great cast too. You have Tom Hiddleston and Jane Chastain, Jim Beaver, and Charlie Hunnam? Yeah, and then Doug Jones as a ghost.
Doug Jones, yes.
He was like the go-to guy when you need someone to wear a lot of prosthetic makeup. And Del Toro's used him a few times for Pan's Labyrinth and so many, Hellboy, and so many of his. He was Abe Sapien Hellboy. I actually got close to get him out to the Erie Horror Fest. I connected to him on LinkedIn, and then sent him a message seeing if he's interested, and he said, "Well, send me an email." And I had said something like, I don't know if you do small film festivals. Oh, I love small film festivals. Now, it's kind of interesting because he's one of these celebrities, and I think all of them should do this. If we're big like Comic-Con, we'd have to go through his special agent. But because we're a small event, we go through him and his assistant. So I sent him an email, and that's when John Dies at the End was out. And I said, in the email I told him about, you should try to get that out to the Horror Fest, come out and bring that movie, and what's the director's name of that? Did the Phantasm movies? I'm brain farting.
Don Cascarelli?
Yeah. Okay. And I said, we've had, and you can tell Don that we've had a lot, almost everybody from Phantasm out. Yeah. The only one that we never had out was the Tall Man. And then I never heard back from him, so, Horrorfest came and gone, and I reached out to him again. And it was funny, he sends me a message back, and I can imagine him being like an over-dramatic actor. The way he worded it was so funny. He's like, "Oh, John, you must think I'm the worst person ever that I never got back to you." And it was just so funny. And he seems like a really nice guy, and I heard he's a nice guy. But the problem was, of course, he was doing Steven Spielberg's Falling Skies TV show. And he says, we film up in Canada around that time, so he probably wouldn't be able to make it to the fest. So I waited till that show got canceled then, when it did its run. It was a good show. I keep forgetting to watch the last season. But I reached out to him again, and Doug said, okay, I get in touch with him at the beginning of the year because he's such a busy man, and I can't remember if it was, it was probably around the time he was doing Crimson Peak, so I knew he's busy doing this on top of everything else he does. And he said, "Okay, John, I'll mark you down for that weekend. But hey, just so you know, if I get a gig that comes up, I'm going to be doing a gig." Oh yeah, money first, no problem. And then my idea too was he was in Hocus Pocus. He played the zombie. That was one of his early roles. And so I thought, well, if he comes out, we can maybe make Sunday, which we already have like the student films, make that into maybe a kid's day and maybe have cheap prices. I talked to the reps about this and some other people, and they seem interested. We could show Hocus Pocus, and then he could do like a Q&A. And then also we were asking him if he wanted to do a lecture on what it's like to wear all the prosthetic makeup and too, because like we'll have makeup artists like our friend Monster Mark Kosabucky, and well, what about the other side of it? Someone that wears all that stuff, and he'd be perfect because Abe Sapien and Hellboy and three different characters in the second Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth and all that stuff. And he was interested. Then as time got closer to the fest, we'd email each other back and forth, try to finalize everything. One of his last emails like, "Oh, John, my niece announced she's getting married that weekend. So if he'll make it," I'm like, "Hey, no problem. Family first." He says, "Well, I'll put my hat in the ring for next year." And then the year after, he ended up having a movie to shoot, and now he's on a Star Trek TV show. So he'll probably never make it out to Erie. But it seems like a really nice guy. But yeah, Crimson Peak, he plays a couple different ghosts in it. And yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
Yes.
Especially if you like Guillermo, or how do you say his name, Guillermo Del Toro. Guillermo Del Toro. I gotta think of Jimmy Kimmel, his sidekick Guillermo. But yeah, he does a good job. We're gonna probably watch another one of his movies. If I can find a short film, we're gonna watch that too. It was inspired by one of his dreams. So keep tuning into Jason's the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and you mentioned Hocus Pocus. There's like a big thing about a sequel coming to that. So, and there's a lot of room. I guess Hocus Pocus turned out to be like a cult classic from Disney, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew. I did see that once on Encore. I liked it. I only saw it one time.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out to the theater. I think that's the only time I saw it. I bought a copy. I got floating around here sometime.
Really?
Well, if they sit down and watch that.
Yeah.
One of the many movies I bought, I think, out of the like $5 bin at the stores.
Well, they might be doing that thing. Everyone's pretty psyched to see a sequel to that, which is really cool.
Right.
Okay, so I guess that's it, and wrap it up. So until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. Okay.
Alrighty.